All right, thanks, Robert. University of Toledo cross-country runner Janelle Noe's life changed forever after she was severely burned at a house party last January. WTOL was in the courtroom over a month ago when Christopher Housel, the man responsible for the scars Janelle will live with the rest of her life, was sentenced. And now for the first time in a one-on-one interview with our Danielle Dwyer, Janelle is opening up about what happened that night. It's a story you'll see only here on WTOL 11.
When you think about January 15th, what comes to your head?
It's just a life-changing day, and not for the good, I would say.
January 15th, 2016. Janelle says she got a text from fellow student athlete Chris Housel about a house party at his off-campus home, asking her if she wanted to come over.
So I get there, and I don't drink, and so I always go there as a self-proclaimed DD, and then, hang out while I'm there.
Janelle says she wasn't even at the party an hour when the night took a turn for the worse.
He took air freshener, and he was trying to, light that on fire, and I told him, stop it, you're an idiot, you're gonna catch the house on fire, basically.
But Housel didn't stop.
He was walking towards me, and he had a candle, kind of like this big lit candle in his hand, and he was down to his side. I guess he was carrying the bottle of Everclear. The next thing I know, he poured it onto the candle, and I was on fire. That's all I remember.
She says she heard people screaming, "Stop, drop, and roll." Her clothing engulfed in flames until a friend stepped in and ripped her shirt off to help, while others used a blanket to put out the fire.
I felt like my body just kind of not necessarily melting away, but kind of just feeling everything closing in, and I just felt like I was being suffocated. So I was conscious the entire time. I remember trying to scream and not being able to.
Janelle was taken by ambulance to the burn unit at Mercy St. Vincent. Over 50% of her body was now covered in second and third degree burns.
The ones up here on my chest and were the deepest, and my neck, and they were concerned about those a lot. They said that if I probably would have burned for seconds longer, I would have died.
But it wasn't until she was home from the hospital, trying to resume everyday life, that the reality of what happened really sank in.
It was just a combination of how I looked and what would the future hold for me, and how long is it going to take until things are back to normal.
Chris Housel was sentenced to 4 months in jail and community service in a burn unit. And while he will be out of jail in a few months, Janelle will live with these scars for the rest of her life.
I'm not him. I don't know what his thoughts are. I'm hoping that it will affect him just as long as it has and will me.
Wow, what an incredible story. I know you've been covering this from the beginning. What is her recovery process been like into this point?
Well, she has been able to go and run again. So she's very committed on this road to recovery, getting back to as normal of a life as she possibly can at this stage. So as you mentioned, I've kind of been along for the ride a little bit with her, and I have plenty more coming up. She shares her story about the struggles and the challenges in her road to recovery. Tonight that story will be at 11.
All right, thanks Danielle. We're looking forward to that one. Wow, thank you so much.